What is up, y'all? We got a huge video. I've had so many clips or like weeks saved of this. Also, by the way, dislocated ankle for our number one running back. He's going to be out 8 weeks. He was off to such a great start in the season. So we're really going to have to lean on our rookie speed back, receiving back to really get things done. Taking a look at some negotiations. I'll just have this out in the background because we do this like every week. But I've had so many clips just saved, so many weeks, so many games, and I kind of just want to get rid of them. And I was going to make a video for each one like I always do, but just might as well. Like, there's no reason to. Might as well just get it over with. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be caught up on this. I've been really busy just in my regular life, so we'll see where this goes. I don't know, I'm kind of getting burnt out of this. I'm starting to think like maybe one-off rebuilds might be more fun, because like I don't know how to explain it. What I'm like when I did the Bruce Brown rebuild, it's more of an experiment, and I like doing those, trying to test out like what the game, like how the game will handle certain scenarios. As we're missing Terrell Manning in this game, but like with this, I kind of have an idea of what's going to happen with this team. I mean, this series will likely end with us winning a Super Bowl, maybe simming some years to see what happens with the team, but other than that, I mean, the games are getting kind of stagnant. I mean, Madden kind of sucks. Not kind of, Madden does suck. And I kind of just want to try out some different things. I want to find like a niche here on YouTube. I'm just kind of doing a franchise, and then I just kind of do rebuilds. So there's really not much separating me from anybody else on YouTube that does this kind of stuff. So any ideas from you guys is supported. Or any support and ideas from you guys is appreciated. And with no further ado, I guess I'll start talking about the game that's going on. We're off to a good start, already up 7-0. We got a sack there. Earl Miller, not the Josh Allen replacement that I think Buffalo was hoping for. Our third string running back, Casey Crocker, with the first down there. And then on 3rd and 5, Braxton Hyde gets a first down. He's having a really good game. Well, I guess the stats aren't as good as I thought they were, but Sean Beckwith all the way back, just trying to make something happen. Finds Henry Telfer on the sideline. That's a first down. Another thing I'm kind of hoping for, too, is to have, Braxton Hyde to the pylon. Can't get in there. Next play on 1st and goal, we get the touchdown to Matt Taylor. I'm hoping to have some upgraded equipment pretty soon here. So that's exciting. Just kind of burnt out of video games, too. They're just Kendrick Allen, the rookie, getting more playing time because of Terrell Manning's injury, forcing a fumble there. We love to see it. But like I'm saying, I was getting pretty burnt out of video games. I don't know too. Maybe if I want to try doing some like story games on the channel. I've been trying to like diversify the games I've played. A lot of times I kind of just stuck to open world games. Like I'm not a big RPG guy because I find like the whole inventory management very like what's the word? Like very, I wouldn't say complicated, overwhelming, I guess. It's not the best description of how I feel, but for lack of a better word, we'll go with overwhelming. I tried playing The Witcher. I just couldn't get into it. Like some of the fantasy elements too, I just can't get into. But I did play Cyberpunk, and I absolutely loved that game. I'm trying to think. Recently, I've just been trying to diversify the type of games. I played Detroit Become Human, which I just loved. I played Last of Us Part 1 for the first time. Blew my mind with how much I love those characters, because I'm not a sci-fi guy really, except for Star Wars, but The Last of Us, I really fell in love with those characters, and it really opened me up to different things. So then I played Detroit Become Human. I'm actually watching The Walking Dead right now for the first time. I never got into it when it was on. I'm kind of just rambling, but I guess that's okay. What's the point of having a 69, 70-minute video if I'm not going to ramble a little bit? And plus, we're up 28-0. There's not much to talk about. This is just pure dominance of the Buffalo Bills right now. Trying to add to our lead before halftime. We get sacked going to half. But Earl Miller trying to make something happen. No time left. And it's caught for a touchdown. I'm glad I stopped talking. I forgot about this. Huge touchdown catch on a Hail Mary. Insane. I do want to do more like live commentary stuff, but with the way my setup is now, I've noticed like whenever I do that, the microphone or like the audio quality just kind of sounds shit, and I think it sounds at least a little clearer and better if I do it this way. And I'm hoping too to do a lot more post editing stuff with upgraded equipment here pretty soon, so hopefully get some improved quality in these videos. But I tried that WWE 2K video, and I think I had pretty good ideas for it. I just don't think the execution was great. So there's still part of me that wants to do something like that. My whole original idea for that was to make it kind of like a like choose your adventure thing, where there's different branching videos based on what you choose to happen, or like maybe, so here's a better explanation as I throw a bad pick there, but I want it to be like, okay, here's John versus Kevin Owens. If you win this match, watch this video. If you lose this match, watch this video. And I was hoping that that people would maybe play along with it, do the matches in their own game. Kind of almost like the create a story back in the day, for whichever reason they got rid of. But like the amount of files I had to save on my computer, and I have more saved too for like further or upcoming promos if I do continue that. But like it was too time tasking, and then for it to turn out as it did, I didn't love it. And originally too, it got copywritten, so I had to go back in, edit entrances pretty much fully out. I mean, I kept a little bit in as much as I could, but yeah, it kind of disappointed me. Made me feel like the work I put in for it wasn't gonna be worth it. So I'm gonna go back to the drawing board on that. I thought about doing a universe mode too on the channel, but like, again, I just didn't know how to make it different than something you already see everywhere. The only thing, like, with this at least, I kind of, like, with this Madden franchise, I felt like, oh, I have this different team maybe. Excuse me, I have this team builder that I made that I like the jerseys. Maybe it's something different. Maybe that's different enough for people to get invested, and truthfully, nobody's gotten invested. I mean, I've had a couple comments, so shout out those people, but I really want to get some traction. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm about to graduate college really at the end of this week, so I'll be getting a full-time job here, and I have no idea what the future holds. I do know that I hope it has something to do with content creation. I don't know. Likely not gonna. I'm not gonna hold my breath, and I'm not gonna wait for traction to happen, and then as we get this first dub. But I'm not gonna wait for traction and stop my life from going somewhere, if that makes sense. But kind of just do this on the side, and I don't know. I want to be more creative. I might also do some. I'm a decent little writer, so I might just do some videos where I write a script, talk about something. I like to ramble. I try not to ramble in my regular life very much, so a lot of my thoughts I kind of just keep to myself. and I think maybe I can make this a forum to do that, but I also felt like it might feel kind of out of place on this channel. You know, like with the Madden and 2K videos, and then all of a sudden I have like a rambling video, but maybe I could just do it over 2K gameplay, right? I don't know. I have really just spent the last 10 minutes rambling. Alright, well, we'll ignore that. We'll take a better look at this game. So, rookie BJ Harvey, I think this was the game where he had 2 touchdowns. Overall, pretty solid game. We were up 28-0. We gave up some points on the second half, I think it was, or yeah, I think it was 28-7 at half. So 4 sacks, pretty damn good. Able to force a fumble. I feel really good about how we played, missing our best corner, and obviously missing our best running back. So I'm not too mad. Going forward, we're really going to have to work with changing how we run the ball with Braxton Hyde, I think. Less in between the tackles, more trying to get him on the outside. It's funny because as I'm recording this, I think it was just announced that David Montgomery has a MCL injury and will likely be out the rest of the year. Or maybe it hasn't been determined, if you will. But I kind of feel like Jalen Miners are David Montgomery, and then Braxton Hyde could possibly be our Jameer Gibbs. And by the way, Desmond Fowler is on pace to do some really good things this year. Already 5.5 sacks. He's really balling out. Was a pick in the draft that I wasn't sure how well he would turn out, but when we moved him to the end position, he's really because I think that's why I drafted him, is his block shed. And when I moved him to the end position, he's been really solid. Looking more at contract things, not looking great, but we do have to try and re-sign Desmond Fowler. That's like priority number 1. 6 weeks still. I think that's what it said for Jalen. But playing the Saints here, they're 1-4. We're 4-1. Looking for more of the same here. Fakes the handoff. I think they have Pacheco, by the way, and I lurk at. Great play, Rylan Pugh. Love him as my user. Pretty much all you could ask for. Good cover, has good speed. Obviously, seems like every game he forces a fumble, so he has that hit stick ability. And yeah, easy pick there. Tim Mims too. I believe Tim Mims was in Sean Beckwith's draft class, the first draft class. Because I feel like I remember thinking about getting him, but I think he went too high for me to take him because I didn't want to spend a first-round draft pick on quarterbacks. I know that's like against, as I try and cheese the CPU user there. I know that's against like common knowledge or conventional wisdom, but it always works for me in these video games. Lord knows Madden isn't about conventional wisdom. Good first down run, but I believe it's coming back. Makes 2 guys miss as well, but I believe, yeah, it's holding. Man, I'm kind of running out of stuff to say, so I guess I'll just keep commentating the game. Here's a 4th and 13 long field goal attempt, and it's good, and we take the lead early on. If we do have like 1 loss going into the last game, I might put Spellman in, our backup QB. On a 3rd and 9, they get a big game, but just to kind of see like what we have in him. And in the back of the end zone, Terrell Manning making his presence felt in his first game back after having last week off. Already up to like 3 or 4 picks. He's just such a good pick. I think, was he our first pick in the series? It was probably him or Henry Telfer, I think. I always love going corners right away. Even though on Madden it doesn't seem to really matter much except for like getting picks. Because you'll still get burnt all the time. Especially him. He gets burnt all the time. Braxton Hyde has a hole. I thought he was going to go all the way. Good gain there. 5 carries for 60 yards. I think that's a 12-yard average. And then on 1st and 10 here, getting another hole. Gets taken out at the 1, just like last week, I think. And then there you can see Henry Telfer, I believe that was. Or maybe it was Reggie Lasley, I'm not sure. Grab himself. It was Henry. So we get B.J. Harvey involved again, getting him a touchdown in back-to-back games now. I really want it more. I want to see more from him, get him in more games, but we're at a point in the franchise where it's like just tough to find places for these guys to play. Like Larry Banyard was up for Defensive Player of the Year last year. He was in, I think, the top 10 or whatever. But now that I got Chris Binns as a great cover linebacker, I like playing him a little bit more. And then I can't put or bring Larry Banyard in for Ian Madison because Ian Madison's so good. And they're pretty similar players when it comes to pass rush versus cover. Neither of them can cover extraordinarily well, but they can get to the quarterback. And Ian Madison with that superstar development and the abilities is just more valuable to have out there, I think. 3rd and 6, we get him out of the pocket. Takes 2 guys, but we do get him down. Chris Binns and Desmond Fowler hit the duo cellies looking dope. Had to take a picture of that. Doing pretty well to start this game, up 10-0. Lobbing that one out there to Dante Russell. Good first down. So we're punting it here late in the first half. Downing it at the 3. Beautiful play. I'm going to try and bring pressure here, trying to get to Tim. Can be kind of risky. Can a lot of times end up giving big-time pass plays here. But we do get the safety. We're going to be up even more. Chris Binns, again. I think last drive he had the sack with Desmond Fowler, and right there he gets a safety. Then throwing one deep to Telfer, having Telfer drop down immediately, getting the first down. Within a minute left, caught by Reggie Lasley. 3rd and 5 becomes 1st and 10. Sean Beckwith trying to get out of the pocket, just going to try and throw it away. But instead I made a stupid decision there. Either threw it to Braxton Hyde or Reggie Lasley. It's picked off. Trying to bring some pressure here with Ryland Pugh just so we avoid what happened last week before the first half was over with the touchdown. Instead we get a pick here. Junior Banks, second-year safety I want to say. He picks it off. And then to start the second half, we're going to return it with Chris Friedman, but we're going to do a little bit of trickery, handing it off to Henry Telfer, and we got room to run. Going to get past the 50 on the return, making a guy miss up to the 46. Great way to start the second half after throwing our first pick right before halftime. And then here, there's a flag. It's holding Patrick Paul. It's going to turn a first down to 3rd and 14. But luckily on the next play, we get it all the way back with Chris Friedman. I love that route. Right when they make the move as Braxton Hyde gets a touchdown. He continues his good game, his great day. And we're up by a lot, 19-0. A score you don't usually see. I don't know if I've ever seen a score 19-0. I guess it's not that uncommon. What would it take? A touchdown plus a bunch of field goals? I mean, it's uncommon. What would it be? It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 field goals, I think. As they get a deep ball, one-handed catch. I hate this game. 22-0. Trying to keep the shutout intact, but we get beat on a normal slant there. Our best corner, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 1. Great play by Terrell Manning to not give up on it. 2nd and goal now as we push them back 3 yards, and then a 3rd and goal from the 4. We're getting a huge sack, making it 4th and goal from the 17. They're trying to go for it here. Tim Mims all day in the pocket, finds a guy wide open. They're going for the 2-point conversion. I don't really see why. And then we are going to try and push back Isaiah Pacheco. We do it. And just 8 minutes left now. 3rd and 7. Almost the first down. Really should have been. And then I think I'd make a gutsy call here. Yeah, we go for it. Got to get it. Need it. And he gets hit as he throws. Trying to throw across his body. And all of a sudden, the 22-6 game doesn't feel as good as it really should. As we've given them a great opportunity to score. It should have been picked off there by Chris Binns. Would have been a great exclamation point to the game and to really his first game making really any significant impact. 22-12 now. We do get a sack there, but all of a sudden it's a 10-point game when it was a 22-point game. That's a big difference. 10-point game isn't the worst thing, but again, it's a huge difference from 10 or 22. Getting blocks, great move, gets the block from Henry Telfer, and we're about to be, after this play, as long as we get a completion, at the 2-minute warning. Reggie Lasley gets a first down, gets a block, and into almost red zone. 2 minutes left on the clock. Just got to get some completions, put the game away. We get sacked, which is not ideal. 145. Wow, we did nothing on that drive afterwards. But we make it a 13-point game, and we really just got to get one more stop, and then we'll be in a really good spot to win this game. 25-12, under 2 minutes, 142 left. Tim Mims sending out Isaiah Pacheco. Underneath throw there. It's going to be a first down. They're probably going to go 9-second runoff. I really wish there was a better handling of the no huddle by Madden, but there's not. So nonetheless, we have two guys combined there for a sack, and New Orleans is going to take their second timeout. 2nd and 15, 1:17 left on the clock. Throwing it underneath. Not really doing much. They take their last timeout to force a 3rd and 9. Rest of the way, if they get a completion inbounds, they got to go. And I try to get there with Ryland Pugh, but he drops it anyway. Probably would have been a first down there. Maybe stopping the clock out of bounds. I missed the play there. Luckily, Terrell Manning comes off his block, is able to tackle the guy in bounds. And we are under a minute left. Just got to get a stop. Find a way to make a play. I tried to undercut that route with Manning. I don't get an animation. So now there's 46 seconds left. Tim Mims is on over 300 yards, and they are 14 yards away from making this a one-score game. Throwing it underneath, trying to get out of bounds. In real life, I don't know how they would count that. I think that'd be in bounds in real life, but nonetheless, Madden thinks he was out of bounds because his legs technically were, but 3rd and 2, 36 seconds left. Mims into the flat to number 22. We push him down, so they're going to be inside of 10 seconds. Even with a score here, this game's likely over. They do get the touchdown. It's 25-18, 19, excuse me. They're going for the onside kick. And luckily he touched it too early. Didn't go 10 yards, and I think we have to touch it first, right? I think that's the rule. Nonetheless, we start the season off 5-1, feeling really good. I think it was the same way we started last year, but I really feel like this is the most complete team. Braxton Hyde doing really well, taking over from Jalen Miner right now, so I like what I'm seeing. Originally, I planned to just, I think I already said this, but I plan to make these onto separate videos, so we'll take a look at some of these stats, because I usually use these as an opportunity to do an outro, even though I'm really bad at them. Like, I just keep rambling, and I don't even realize, like, oh, I got a minute left or something. So, huge day for Braxton Hyde in this game. Receiving-wise, nobody really took over, but we did enough to win the game, so feel good about that. Defensively, we had some good plays. As usual, Ryland Pugh leads the way tackling-wise, but a few guys had some sacks, 3 interceptions, and a forced fumble. So, I thought Ryland Pugh would probably be up for Player of the Week, but apparently there's some haters. They don't like to see us winning, but one thing I do wish I did a better job of in this series, I wish I didn't do so much. My controller is lighting, like pulsating the lights. I've never seen that. Hopefully that's just because I'm recording. One thing I wish I would have done is done a better job at managing how many picks we had. Like, we've had so many like high level picks that I feel like everybody's just a stud, and that's like the hard thing with these franchises. I really have like a hard time managing is just getting too good too fast. But like also you don't want to blow the picks. Like if you have a good pick, you want to take a good player, and you want to get value. I mean, I traded Tyreek Hill. I traded Jalen Ramsey. Traded Tua. I think Teron Armstead, is he a Dolphin? Or is he a 49er? I don't know. Like I said, I'm a casual football guy, but I traded all the best players that Miami had to offer. So, as you can see too, I'm looking at. I was told I got that press conference question wrong, but to me, I think they asked if we were better than 50% in the red zone, which that says we are. So, I'm a little confused. Here we do trade David Edwards. We had him not playing, and he was pretty good for us last year, so I just thought might as well just get rid of him. Let him go play somewhere else. And that's kind of to my point too, is just being too good, having too many good players. So 5-1 Utah or Salt Lake Summit taking on the 2-4 Falcons. Brandon Paxton as their quarterback, and they hand it off to Bijan here. Don't know much about this quarterback. I don't know when he came into the league, honestly. We're so deep into the franchise. I want to say we're in the 2030s now. Right? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's like 2029. I don't know. But I think in the future here, I feel like I'm so off topic. I really shouldn't be talking about the game. We'll let the game get into like the second half, I guess. As we pick it off, J.J. Pittman. Pretty crazy animation to see his body go like that. And I wanted to maybe down this, but nonetheless, I took it out. Braxton Hyde making a guy miss. I did update Braxton Hyde's I updated his jersey number and his gear. I got sick of looking at how he looked, to be honest, because they just kind of look so generic. So I wanted to update. I feel like there's someone else. Maybe I updated Casey Crocker, but I don't think I did. But I'm trying to think to just going forward. I don't know how much longer I'm going to continue this series. I hope we win the Super Bowl this year. And then probably just do some simming. Which I've never done before. Like, whenever I've done a Madden franchise or, like, a 2K franchise, I usually don't sim a bunch of years like you'll see creators do. Because I always, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, well, what if I want to return to this? And then I just never return to it. So, what I'll do, I'll create a save point just so I can feel like I can return to it if I want to. But we'll sim, like, 10 years. I'll put everything on auto. Actually, what I might do, too, is control a different team. Because I have another Madden franchise coming out where I won the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a one video thing. I'll just tell you because nobody watches this deep into my videos anyway. It's going to be a Matt Stafford 2012 Lions franchise rebuild thing. Probably, hopefully, one of my last post-commentary rebuilds. But, yeah, so I won the Super Bowl, like, in year 2. I didn't really have to do much, to be honest. It's more just like a gameplay thing and having fun with the 2012 roster. But we won Super Bowl in year 2, and then I did the simming 10 years. And the Lions, when I was done simming, were like a 60 overall. I thought they would make the decisions, and I'm pretty sure I put everything on auto. I might be wrong. Maybe I didn't. But, yeah, they were like a 60 overall after the 10 years. And Calvin was gone. Calvin retired. He was in the Hall of Fame. I couldn't check his stats. And then none of the guys I draft or put on the Lions were still there. Stafford was in Oakland or Las Vegas. So, I don't know. If I do that with this series, if I do the 10 years, I gotta make sure that everything's on auto for the franchise in the 10-year sim, because I am curious to see like what a bunch of these players do going forward. And like, to be honest, I think if this year continues, or if we have to play another year, I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring back Desmond Fowler. he's not interested right now, but I'm working on upgrading that one skill tree that lets you unlock one person who's not interested in re-signing. So I'm hoping if I do have to go next year, I'm able to unlock that and get him to sign. But if I'm not, or if we win the Super Bowl, I might just let him rock and let him be the first guy to kind of go off and do his own thing. But we shall see, I guess, on that. 30 minutes into this video. Hopefully I didn't bore people to death, but my video retention like percentage or whatever is pretty bad, so most people don't make it through like a minute of the videos. But two, I'm hoping to do more like commentaries, like rec gameplay with friends or whatever. I think that can be more interesting than really I can be here. And then if I do something, like I want to do something in the WWE games. I'm a big pro wrestling guy. I just haven't figured out what that thing is going to be, or that I keep it interesting. I mean, I could do universe modes with my own storylines, but I mean, obviously that's been done before, and I think there's better people, more talented, more entertaining people who've done that. So it's all about finding like a niche for me, and I don't know what that's going to be right now, but hoping it ends up being, I hope I end up figuring that out. But we are winning this game pretty easily. I think it was Donovan Knight just made a big play. Never got around to editing his number, just kind of left him as 47, kind of did him dirty. 36 is Casey Crocker. Yeah, I didn't not upgrade, but change his gear or anything. Braxton Hyde's juke move's got to be high. That's an easy first down. Although Madden, as my dog is licking herself. Pi, you good? But Madden is just stupid. Like, I'm so sick of playing this game, to be honest. I've played some online lately. Had mixed results. I hate that you can't just play unranked. Like, all these games, man, I get that they want to be, like, a part of the esports and, like, competitive scenes, but sometimes I just don't want to play competitive. I just want to play a random person who's probably worse than me and have fun. And there's just no way to do that anymore. Even, like, Madden head-to-head I was trying to play. Now I'm, like, in a decent whatever, like, what do they call those? Whatever, silver or some shit, which... Like, I'm better than some people, but then when I get to the people who actually know what they're doing, I get cooked, and that's just not fun. I don't even want to touch the game anymore. And then I definitely don't want to play offline, because the offline gameplay is so predictable. There's plays that you can just run time and time again, and they work, and then there's nothing you can do against the CPU offense unless you mess with the sliders, and then sometimes the sliders make other parts of the game too easy. I've never, like... I mean, this series is is better at that, and it's probably been the closest I've been to having a fun experience with Madden in years, but it's not really saying much, to be honest. And then, like, I'm trying to play 2K. My league is the most broken I've ever seen. 2K's my league in the history of me playing games, and I've been playing those games for over a decade now, and especially the My League and or My NBA, back to the My Leagues, and then even before that I was playing the association mode on the PS3 and Xbox 360 version. So I can't believe how much they fucked that mode up, which just sucks, because, like, man, I could just go on a tangent about sports video games. They just suck so bad now. They really do. Like, for me, I was never good at Madden as a kid, so it's harder for me to judge it. I didn't know play calling. I didn't understand football. I still don't understand football, like, a great amount, but I would say I do better than I did as a kid. Pretty inarguably. But the fact of the matter is the games have just gotten worse. Like I've always played basketball as a kid. I loved baseball as a kid, and to see like to me 2K, even if I didn't like the gameplay, I was like the franchise, like the My League and stuff is always going to be great. And then MLB, the show, it was just like these two standards of quality in the sports games, uh, and now they just both disappoint me. I'll give MLB the Show credit for not being the most money-hungry sports game out there. Far from it, but I feel like their progress or their product has really stagnated, at least on the offline scene. There's nothing that brings me to play Road to the Show anymore. There's hardly anything that makes me want to play franchise, and I've tried to give those parts of the game time and effort, but they aren't any different. Are you okay, Pi? Than they have been in years. And then 2K's like, My League is like broken. It was always this great in-depth game mode that was like not a pioneer, I guess kind of, but it was like the one sports game where you could get a franchise mode that was really in-depth and fun and great and offered this so many features. And now, like, even just like loading in settings when I go to do my rebuilds, I saved my settings so that I didn't have to, manually change stuff every time. And that doesn't even work. I saw that they fucked up a bunch of shot tendencies a little bit ago. I think they fixed that, so I'll give them credit for that. And I do think they fixed some things in my league or my NBA. And I haven't returned to it in a couple weeks, so hopefully that stuff's all fixed. But it just sucks that, it's December. We had to deal with that for months before they fixed it. And Lord knows they make enough money to fix those games. So, if you hate sports games right now and you like hearing someone rant about them, I would push you or urge you to watch Soft Drink TV's YouTube videos. He's really on EA right now about losing their exclusive NFL license. And dude, I get it. Even if you like Madden, hear me out, please. Even if you like Madden, even if you think Madden has taken the right steps and it's a good game, and the graphics are good, whatever you think, you like Ultimate Team, whatever it is, I won't judge you for that. But there's no reason that Madden should be the only NFL game we get as a consumer base. It's worse for you. There's nothing we gain as consumers of having one NFL game, one NBA game, one MLB game. We lose. There's a new generation that I understand just grew up with only Madden, only 2K, all these different sports games. They're all monopolies. Back when I was younger, there was options. My first NBA game wasn't 2K. It wasn't live. It was NBA The Inside. I loved that game as a kid. But when I started playing more, I started playing 2K. And I was like, wow, 2K's presentation and stuff is great. But I don't like how the game plays on the PS2. I wasn't good at it. I didn't think it translated for a little kid. So then I started playing NBA Live. I was lucky enough. I think my first NBA Live game was either 09 on the PS2 or 05. And this was back when I would just go to GameStop and buy whatever game was like $1 in the dollar bin in those little yellow envelopes. And I just saw like Melo on the cover, so I picked up Live 05 or Tony Parker on Live 09. I think Live 05 was my first live. And that game was so easy to pick up for a kid, and because it was more of an arcade game versus a sim. And that's kind of what Madden is. It's more of an arcade game than a sim. So imagine we had something for everybody out there. 2K, now I don't have the faith in 2K anymore as much, at least, to make a good game. They've lost me. I don't think they're the best publisher out there, but just having that competition would drive them to be at least a little bit better. Live, It would be cool to see NBA Live come back. It would be cool to see NFL 2K. It would be cool to see MLB 2K. And then maybe other publishers to just jump in there. There's no reason that, like, I always see this in his videos, Soft Drink TVs, and just like the talk around this situation where it's like fans of the games that have the monopoly. And even as a kid, for me, like, I was happy, maybe not happy, but I was like, yeah, 2K's a great 2K or great basketball game. We don't need another one. But then as I got a little bit older, I was like, well, back in the day, 2K had this, and now it's not there. Back in the day, NBA Live had this, and 2K doesn't even have it. So by having that competition, it's just better for all of us. I mean, here's something. NBA Live, back in the day, NBA Live 05, and one of the coolest things about it to me was the dunk contest and the three-point contest. And then NBA The Inside had the skills challenge. Those things were great for the game, and I played those modes probably more than I actually played the game. I was trying to beat my time, trying to beat my high scores, trying to get a perfect score in the three-point contest. I don't remember the last time I actually touched those modes in 2K because they suck. They suck so bad. I watched my Kobe NBA 2K25 rebuild. I watched a dunk contest. And I thought, oh, it's a good field. Maybe this could be cool. I won't play it because I'll suck at it probably, but I'll watch it. It was D Rose and like Paul George and shit, and it was so weak. There was nothing cool about it. And then scores are just random. Maybe if Live came back and they put effort into that, all of a sudden maybe 2K goes, hey, this is just a glorified. This game mode is nothing. Maybe we should work on it. Maybe the offline game mode, maybe the actual base game means something, and we can't just keep pushing Ultimate Team and season passes. Oh, but I digress. Maybe I'll make a video on that one day. Maybe I will. Maybe I should talk about how I feel about those games, or just having competition. I wish Sony San Diego would make a basketball game again. Even though they weren't great back then, they offered something different. They had the TNT license, if I remember correctly. They were the first to have the career mode with like cutscenes and shit. I remember that blew my mind away because I had played 2K at a cousin's house before I had ever heard of NBA The Inside, but so I knew what to expect from like 2K basketball, and I played like EA Sports' college basketball games and stuff. I knew what those looked like, but when I played NBA The Inside and I saw, oh my god, these story modes and you're in the D League and stuff, it blew my mind. And still, when NBA 2K added the cutscenes to my career, it was great the first couple years, and obviously it hasn't aged well, but it was innovative and it was something different. And you look at those cutscenes now, I skip every single one. I'm not interested at all because the story sucks. It's so bland, it's so corny, and it's nothing like what we were getting at the beginning. My dad just texted me something so random it doesn't make sense. You gotta love adults with their technology. 2nd and 9 here. Imagine I just start commentating the game after ranting about sports video games forever. Dang, this is a good game though. If you're watching this gameplay, if you're locked into this, shout out you. 15-14, less than 9 minutes left in the game. Did we pick off Lamar? No, we had pressure on him early, and I don't think I've been able to get pressure on him lately. Tries to run, throws it away. But yeah, I'm pretty over these sports games, if you can't tell. We're only a few months into the 2K cycle, just a little bit more into the Madden cycle. I'm not even excited about MLB The Show. WWE 2K25. I'm on the fence if I'll even purchase it. I mean, obviously we haven't seen anything from that game, what to expect, but I just don't know if it'll be enough to make me want to buy it. You know, like 24, the biggest reason I bought it was for Punk. And like, yeah, you can download community creations. That's we get a pick. Obviously, you can download community creations and whatnot, but it's not the same as having that in-game model with the music, the commentary. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any of these games can add anything that makes me want to buy them. I'm hoping here to have a new PC, and I think what I'll do, at least maybe on the channel too, is start emulating some older games, older sports games, and playing with those. Maybe even with updated rosters, maybe doing like franchises in there. Because that was something I always thought was cool. I think the first time I saw something like that, maybe not a franchise, but I saw, God, I can't remember his name. I think it was like J.O. Jousting or something. He was the first guy I saw about PC modding like old NBA Live games. So there was like an old NBA Live, I want to say it was 05, and he had like the 2013-14 rosters in there. Because I think this is how I found it. I hated NBA 2K13. I hated the graphics of it. I hated like so many of like the facial hairs and shit just looked painted on. So I got NBA Live 10, and I was having fun with the game. I thought the presentation was great. Like a lot of times I felt like I was watching a real basketball game. So I was updating those rosters, and I think I tried to find like a file or something to update that roster, and I couldn't find it, but it ended up leading me to, I don't know how to say his name or his channel name, but I feel like it started with JAO, something like Jousting or some shit. I don't know. But it led me to like an NBA Live 05 or 04 video. Let me see if I can pull it up. But with current day rosters, and obviously some of the, well, pretty much all of them look janky as fuck. But it was just cool to see that was possible and people were doing that. NBA Live Jousting. Oh no, so I got it right. It's JAO Sming. And
alright guys, so I don't know what the best way to put this is, but
I used to love his channel. I wish he never gave up on it. Oh, he was still making videos 5 years ago. I didn't think he was. But he had some really cool stuff. Some really cool mods showcased on his channel. But I'm trying to see if I can find the exact video I'm talking about. Mod review. Oh, he has that 2K12 mod review, which was crazy. Dang, he has videos as old as 17 years ago. Shout out to him. Maybe this will somehow get to him. I doubt it. HDR mod. Pause. Was HDR a thing this long ago? Like, I'm sorry, I don't know shit about graphics and whatever. Huh. Okay, I need to get off this because I'll go down that rabbit hole another day or another time. But yeah, we need competition to make a long story short. We need competition. Yo, so I'm gonna stop the video here. We'll do the last couple games in another video. Just the file size was gonna be too big for the way my setup is right now. So if you watch this long, please leave a like. I appreciate you. Sorry about my rambling. See you in the next one.